Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is Pamela, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV, where we review movies, television series, and incidents in pop culture to see how those incidents may or may not affect our daily lives. Listen, child, probably about 10 minutes before the midnight hour. I'm exaggerating, but it seemed around that time. Miss Lively filed her amended complaint, and it's 141 pages. There are some differences. There's some things that she added. There's some things that she took away. I skimmed it. I am not going to read this whole thing, but what I am going to do is we're going to go over some of the things that I saw. Now, housekeeping, y'all hit that like button. And if you like what you see, subscribe. And once you subscribe, you'll be open to a plethora of movies and television series that I have reviewed. You'll also be opening to the celebrity news, legal news reviews that I do, and also my pop culture chats. Listen, let me share my screen real quick. Here we go. Here's her amended complaint, and when I tell you she filed this in the midnight hour, pretty much before the deadline of the end of day, she did it towards the end of day. I think that this was filed. I'm in Central Standard Time. I think that this was filed anywhere from like 10, about 10 Central Standard Time, so that could have been like 11 Eastern Time. But it was close to the midnight hour, child. It was close to the midnight hour when this complaint was filed. So let me do this. I want to add a poll real quick just to see where you are. Give me one moment. Just to see who's in the place. All right. So as you come in, please make sure you do the poll that's there, because I want to see who is here with me. We got one that's Team Truth. I understand that. So let's just go over some of the things, because again, it's 141 pages, and I know that I am good about just reading all this information, but I don't know if we're going to be able to dedicate a lot of that time to reading particular. So pretty much everything. So this is her amended complaint. So let's look who she's now in this amended complaint. The first thing that I noticed was right here. She has added Jed Wallace and street relations thing. You remember she had him in the first time, then she took him out. She was in Texas somewhere trying to get him dismissed from the case, or something was happening, and then he filed his own suit. So she has put Jed Wallace back in the suit. All right. Because again, he was suing her because when the New York Times did their story, he was added in that information. So let's look at the table of contents and what she has. She has the jury and she has the parties. We won't go over any of those. She has it's the jurisdiction and venue, and then she goes into the factual allegations. And so if we just go by the contents, I mean the yes, Blue, it's still going on and it's going to stay going on. She had filed an amended complaint and she thought she was going to get to March, but the judge told her no, she had until yesterday. She filed the emergency hearing for an amended complaint, I think on Thursday or Friday of last week, and the judge told her no. He says you had enough time to be able to amend your complaint. He says that you have, since Monday was a federal holiday, so he told her that she had Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and she had to file by end of day Tuesday. And so she just barely made the Tuesday date. Because they set this trial for next year. I think it's set for March of next year. So all of the information and the amended complaints and things like that are still going on. So she's got her factual allegations against Joseph Baldoni, Jamie Heath of Wayfair and they engaged in inappropriate, unwelcome behavior towards Miss Lively and others on the set of It Ends With Us. And this is what I've noticed that seems to be added and others on the set. In this complaint, she alludes to other people. She doesn't have their information in here, but she alludes that they be ready to testify. So we don't know who these other people are. Rumor had it that it was the lady that played let's see, the sister of Justin Baldoni's character, and the young lady that played Blake Lively's character's younger self. That has been what was rumored. We hadn't heard anything from those ladies or anything like that. Apparently, they, according to this, that he had been inappropriate with other people to the point that he had alienated himself from the cast. Uh, now, also that I watched and looked in here, she kind of clears up some things. It's like her amended petition from the stuff that I skimmed seemed like she was trying to, like, she's been out here in the zeitgeist and listening to the TikTokers and the YouTubers and whoever else is following the Instagrammers, whoever is following this case, and it's like she's trying to she's made note of that, and then there's things that she's trying to clean up a little bit, and that's fine. I mean, be as concise as you can, but that's the initial stuff that I went through there. So here are the things against Wayfair. uh he ignored well-established industry protocols in filming intimate scenes. He inserted improvised, gratuitous content and or scene involving nudity, uh, including for an underage character. So again, that's where when I saw that, I was like, oh, okay. She's trying to add different people in there. And see, adding that is very salacious because I don't think that underage kids can be seen naked on set. Mm. Let's continue. In a highly unsettling way, Mr. Baldoni and Mr. Heath discussed their personal ex experiences and previous addictions to the P to the O to the R to the N, and tried to pressure Miss Lively to reveal details about her intimate life. It says here, she has under here on the factual allegations that Mr. Baldoni objectified Miss Lively and other women by commenting on or criticizing their bodies as sex objects. Woo child. Interesting. She has B. Miss Lively and others lodged grievances regarding the conduct of Mr. Baldoni and Mr. Heath, which Wayfair declined to investigate. Now, here is the thing. Who did she wage those complaints with? Did she wage those complaints with the Wayfair? Because we see you were trying to click clean truth? Okay. Because Sony has come out in a Variety article basically saying that they did not receive any complaints, and no one has legitimately given me the answer that I'm asking for all of the things that happened on this set, right? So all the things that happened on this set, who? Because it's all about power and submission, and I know you all gonna be like, Pam, why would you use those choices of words? Because who had the power to make all these people submit? Right? And what I'm saying, we knew that Blake Lively in and of herself didn't have any power. So who was she talking to that had the power to make everyone capitulate and submit? Because we still haven't gotten that question. Because I've always said it's somebody at Sony that had that type of power. Somebody at Sony had that type of thing. Somebody was talking to and answering to who? Who was that person? I think I've saw this person's name in here, but I don't know if this was the actual person. But let's continue going through these tables of contents. B, Miss Lively and others lodged grievances regarding the conduct of Mr. Baldoni and Mr. Heath, which Wayfair declines to investigate. Parties negotiated contract writer regarding Mr. Baldoni and Mr. Heath's conduct on the set of It Ends With Us. Miss Lively led the edit of Sony's cut of the film, which was the version released in theaters. Miss Lively's and other cast and crew promoted the film according to the marketing plan. Now, we do understand and know that initially there was a marketing plan set up way before this film came out. And again, whoever that person was that had the power to make everybody capitulate and to submit, that marketing plan changed. And they created, because we did find out that Blake Lively's husband's production team or whatever that was hired to help with some of that marketing plan and getting some of that thing out. And I think that they were also hired to help do some of the edits and things like that. So we do understand that that marketing plan was changed. Mr. Baldoni and his team formulated a retaliatory plan. Wayfair engages Melissa Nathan, Tag, Mr. Wallace, and Street Relations on behalf of Mr. Baldoni to launch a retaliation campaign against Miss Lively. Now, here's the thing. So, in order to retaliate, there has to be an initial action. Now, I'm not talking about the harassment or anything like that. I'm saying there has to be an initial action that happened. And you also have Mr. Baldoni under this 17-point plan to where he couldn't pass gas in the middle of the street with that, without that being considered that he was being retaliatory. So he had to do something so that whatever move he made didn't seem retaliatory. And again, I have gone back, and I know people have tried to, but my brain still has not figured out who had the power to make somebody capitulate and submit. I still don't have the information how all of this happened. Now, when they signed that 17-point plan, they in my assessment, they pretty much gave a lot of power away. It's not necessarily that it should have gone to Blake, but they gave a lot of power they gave a lot of power away, and she seized on it. So I am really, really, really confused in regards to that. All right. Wayfair parties engaged in social manipulation with the assistance of Mr. Wallace. Now, this is something new that was added. We're going to read that. Defendants and their agents continue to perpetrate their retaliation campaign against Ms. Lively. Mr. Baldoni retaliated because HR complaints regarding his behavior threatened his feminist brand. Now, again, Sony says that they didn't get any complaints. I'm unsure what Wayfair had going on. Now, y'all let me know down in the comments, but I don't remember that there was any complaints or anything in regards to Wayfair, because according to what I remember reading, they felt like this 17-point plan came out of nowhere. But also, I've always said Justin Baldoni was trying to work in a collaborative effort, but didn't realize who he was working with to collaborate. And we find out later, and if you're a member of my channel, we did with the members, we did go over I did go over the Forbes interview that she did back in 2021 or 2022, but this was before her being hired and casted as Lily, that she basically said, and I am paraphrasing when I say this, that she signs her contracts that she is going to be the actress or whatever she signs it for, but she's always trying to figure out a way to kind of take that place over. She feels like she's not going to come up with an original script, but if she sees a script, she is going to find ways to make that script what she considers to be better. And so she works to do that. And we clearly see that this is a strategy that she has that she employs. Now, she's not been able to get away with it all the time, but in this particular instance, it worked like a charm. So she's not saying whether she does things within an ethical boundary or not, but she does say, like I said, I'm paraphrasing. she does say that she does take it to she does whatever it is that she can do so that whatever her vision of what has been written can be manifested. And so basically what that means is there's something that's already in place, there's something that's working, but she doesn't like that. And if she doesn't like it, she wants to be able to put her information and stuff. So she will do what she needs to do to get her version of what's already written out on the screen. All right. Miss Lively, her family, her business, and certain third parties with knowledge about the retaliation and underlining sexual harassment have suffered and have been substantially harmed by the Wayfarer party's ongoing conduct. All right. So these were the the factual allegations that she puts forth. And we will go over a couple of these factual allegations. And then these are the causes of action. And so we'll read those causes of actions and we'll go back and read the factual information. And then we'll be getting on because again, we're not going to read this whole entire thing. So her first cause of action, uh, harassment, ex harassment in violation of Title VII. Her second cause of action, retaliation in violation of Title VII. Her third cause of action, harassment in violation of, is that federal equal FEHA? I wish they probably put it in there. Against it ends with us movie LLC, Wayfarer, Baldoni, and Heath. Her fourth cause of action, retaliation in violation of FEHA. Her fifth cause of action, retaliation in violation of the California Labor Code. Her sixth cause of action, failure to investigate, prevent, and or remedy harassment in violation of the FEHA. The seventh cause of action, aiding and abetting harassment and retaliation in violation of the FEHA. Eighth cause of action, breach of contract, actor loan out agreement against it ends with us movie LLC and Wayfair. Ninth cause of action, breach of contract, contract writer agreement. 10th cause of action, and intentional infliction of emotional distress against Wayfarer, and it ends with us movie LLC, Baldoni, Heath, Sarowitz, Nathan, Tag, Abel, Wallace, and Street Relations. 11th cause of action, negligence, infliction of emotional distress against Wayfarer, Baldoni, and Heath. 12th cause of action, false light invasion of privacy. And this is against Wayfarer, Baldoni, Heath, Sarowitz, Nathan, Tag, Abel, Wallace, and Street Relation. 13th cause of action, harassment in violation of California Code. 14th cause of action, defamation per se against Wayfarer, Baldoni, and Heath. And her 15th cause of action against all defendants, civil conspiracy, because she's saying that they all conspired against her to do this. All right. So let's go back up here. We're going to go to page, let me see this. Let me do this real quickly. No, it doesn't work. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right. All right. Can y'all see me now? Am I still frozen? Y'all let me know down in the comments. Am I still frozen? Am I still frozen? Put a one in the chat if I'm not frozen anymore, or you can see me. I just need confirmation so I can continue. Okay, so I'm not frozen. All right. All right, let me continue. I don't know where I left off with y'all. I'm gonna have to go back and see. Oh, okay. So they go back and they've cleaned up their discussions about the where they believe that Justin Baldoni's team is out here uh, uh, retaliating against her and putting all this negative stuff in the press. Hmm. Let's continue. And the last thing that I wanted to kind of go over is on page 106.